Together right now, make some noise. Come on, clap it up, Terry. Very funny, Josh Poirier.
So I can't be the only person in the room here tonight that believes that the Make-A-Wish Foundation should really be called the second best thing foundation. Because we all know what those kids are wishing for. A second trip to Disneyland that cures cancer. So I killed so many people playing the Oregon Trail as a kid that I really should be brought up on manslaughter charges in the real world. I used to take all the kids who bullied me mercilessly in school and name my family after them, and then run those fuckers as hard as I could until they died. I'd be like, oh, Mason Fitch, eat all this bison meat I just hunted for you, 250 pounds. Yeah, the plains are empty because of you. Oh, dysentery? Oh, too bad. Champa just getting bitten by a rattlesnake. But we gotta press on at a reckless pace. We gotta make Fort Liberty by the spring. Oh no, Josh Poirier just drowned. Didn't like myself either that much, to be honest. I believe that being a geek is actually the worst addiction you can have, because the average geek spends as much money on comic books, DVDs, and video games as your average crackhead spends on crack. The main difference is that if you've got extra crack, someone might suck your dick for that crack. No one's sucking your dick for an extra copy of Ultimate Spider-Man #2. And if they were, would you really want that blowjob? Because it would be me. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, you're looking up at me up here doing stand-up comedy, and you're thinking, wow, what a put-together mental personality, right? I'll be honest with you. I had a lot of anxiety. I still do, but I had a lot of anxiety years ago. My doctor actually prescribed medication for me. He prescribed 2 separate medications for me that made me forget an entire week. Now, I don't know how bad. Now, if you forget an entire week on a normal, like if you're normal and forget an entire week, that's called a coma. Or a really bad alcoholic bender. My doctor prescribed that to me. How bad was my life that he had prescribed me a week missing? Now, the best thing about that week was that I forgot I saw The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider. But the worst thing about that week is that I forgot I saw The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider, so I saw it the following week, and my prescription had run out. So I'm going to be honest with you again. Not like I was just honest with you back then, but I'm going to be honest with you in a different way now that I've not always been the best person. I used to do bad things. I used to go to bars and find the drunkest chick there and hit on them. And then I'd slip something into their drink, and then I'd wait for them to take me home, take me to their house, and then I'd wait for them to pass out. And once they passed out, I'd loot their stuff, burn their apartment to the ground, and claim the territory as my own. I used to date pillage. So there's a publishing company that's changing a word in Huckleberry Finn. They're changing this word, which I'm not going to mention because it's really not the right thing for me to say, but they're changing this word to slave. Now they're changing it because they think it makes it more PC, makes it a bit easier for people to read, easier for people to say, and it's not necessarily true. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and she actually said to me, she said, why don't they change it to neighbor? That would make it better, right? And yeah, it does a little bit. It makes it a little easier to say, but the problem is it changes some things in the real world. Like, I no longer know what State Farm sells. Mr. Rogers is the king of gangster rap. And the Ku Klux Klan can just go by the neighborhood watch. So, I'm going to tell you a Valentine's Day joke. Thanks, Mason. But Valentine's Day just went by, and I realized that Valentine's Day is one of 2 holidays where a man can trade candy for sex. The other one's Halloween. But I'm not quite ready to talk about October 1986 yet. And I'm going to leave you with this. My mother actually always told me, she said, you know, son, you should always follow your dreams. I thought that was great advice, but so I decided to try to follow my dreams. Until my dreams got nervous, called the cops, and I have to stay outside of 100 yards of my dreams. And my dreams unfriended me on Facebook. I hate all my dreams new boyfriends. So I guess what I'm really trying to say is don't follow your dreams because it just isn't worth it. Thank you.